morning. I'm at Ladywalk Nature Reserve. It's Sunday and I've got hangover. It's becoming a bit of a regular occurrence, this Sunday morning hangover thingies, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I like going out on a Saturday, but I really don't like these hangovers. I really suffer. But anyway, sun's out, so I've come out. Weather says it's going to be raining. It's supposed to be raining now, so I don't know how long I've got. At the moment, there's not really many clouds at all in the sky, so I'm guessing I'll have at least an hour. In this video, I want to talk about what happens when your photography starts getting a little bit stale, or you start losing ideas, or you kind of just lose your mojo, do you know what I mean? And you think, I can't be bothered. I'm not going to go out because I'm sick of taking photos of the same thing. So in this video, I'm going to come up with a few ideas for you, or just what I do when that kind of happens. But we'll crack on for a bit first, just so I can think what I'm going to waffle on about. Well, I did just say that there was no clouds in the sky and that I might have an hour or two, but I've just noticed beyond the back of me there's a big bank of cloud coming in, so maybe I'll have even less time than I thought. So what do I do with regards to keeping my photography and keeping me interested in what I do? Well, I do a couple of things, if I'm honest. One of the things I do is, say for instance today, I'll go out with my camera, I'll take a load of photos, more than what I need to take. I know I do, way more, and then obviously I'll edit the good ones, the ones that I want to include in my videos, put them in the videos, and then that's it. The folder then with all the photos in for this day out will stay on a hard drive, and what I'll do is I'll go back and visit old photos that I haven't finished with. And what you do then is you kind of look on your photos with fresh eyes. I mean, I've still got folders on some of my drives from 2023 where I haven't edited the photos yet. No, yeah, you do get some kind of duplicates of, you've took a good photo and then you've edited it, but then you've probably got 15 or 20 that are very similar. But as I said, you look on it with fresh eyes, and your editing skills over the years, even months, improves. So as it improves, your editing style changes. You might edit one in black and white, you might crop one and just do a headshot, you might completely change the light. So by going back and visiting old photos, it kind of gives you something to do. So even if, say for instance, you go out like today and you come back with 2 or 3 good ones, you can always go back into them folders at different times of the year, even next year, the year after, and you've got something different to play around with. So it gives you kind of like an idea then where you could go back out, visit that place again, or think, well, I've got a photo, for instance, of a great crested grebe, but I want more, or I want some better ones, or I want it doing this. So it kind of boosts you on in a way, of going out to kind of improve yourself. So far I've spent a few minutes, about 40 minutes in the first hide. Didn't really get anything there, I don't think. And then when I came out, I saw that the sand martins were back. Well, they've been back for a while now, a couple of weeks I think. And I did see them last time I came here. Well, a couple, but there's a few more over the river now. So I've just spent half hour trying to get some shots of them, but they are my nemesis as far as birds go. I struggle like hell. They're just too fast. And I've just took a couple of 100 photos, I'm guessing, and I'm pretty sure I haven't even got one. But it's a bit of practice. So that kind of leads me on to my next point. Try something you're not good at. Have another go at that. You never know, it might just click. I've recently just bought a flash. Now, I don't do photos of people. I bought a macro lens last year, which I do need a flash for, so that's why I kind of bought one. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing with it, not a clue. I've tried it, it all works, took a couple of shots, just of my daughter light, but yeah, it works, it's good. It's a Godox, I think it's a TT, it might be 600, I'm not sure. As I said, I didn't want to go for a top of the range Godox because I don't use it that much, and I won't use it that much, but it's something else to try. And as I said, I've got a macro lens, so all I need now is a bit of like a diffuser. So yeah, try something different, try something you're not good at. It just kind of keeps things a little bit fresh. Most of you that follow me on my channel probably class me as a bird photographer, which I guess I am to some kind of degree, because that's what I take most of my photos of, because that's what's available to me. If I'm honest with you, I really enjoy landscape photography. I absolutely love it, but as I've said many times before, the area I live in, there's not a lot to take photos of. And I have to do a bit more travelling. Now, it is on the cards to do a bit more travelling this year. Got a new car now. Hopefully it's more reliable than the last one. So hopefully I will be doing some more landscape photography very soon. One thing I have done though over the last few days, I've just gone into one of them old folders and seen a couple of photos that I haven't edited before. I think I've edited a photo similar, but not this one. So I've been doing a few different kind of processing just to keep my mind fresh. I'll show you them photos now. There's a bit of a mixture really of animals from the zoo and a couple of little landscape shots. So here they are now. One other little thing to kind of keep your photography fresh is to set yourself a goal or a project where you're going to go and photograph, say, a specific animal or a specific bird, and make it your mission to travel to places to get them shots, get up earlier, go out of your comfort zone. Now, I am guilty of that, I know, of not doing that. Again, I'll put it down to my car. One thing I've been wanting to do for years now is go to Bempton Cliffs. Now, me and my wife are off next month, and that's the plan. We're going to get to Bempton Cliffs, take some photos of the puffins, and I'm really looking forward to it. Not looking forward to the drive. I think it's about 3.5 hours away, but yeah, it'll be something different. Well, I've come up to the hide, and I'll be totally honest with you, nothing's happening. It's really dead up here. I've seen more birds here over the last few months, and there are here today. But I'll hang around for a bit because I don't think I've took a decent photo yet. So I'll give it half hour, and hopefully something will happen. Another thing you could probably try to do if you get a bit bored is have a good mess with your camera. Try some different settings. Try some faster shutter speeds, slower ones, do some long exposures. Just kind of master your camera really, so when you need to use it and you need to change your settings, you know exactly where they are. Just mess around with your camera when there's not really much happening. Again, try different photos, try different effects. It all helps you stay on top of your game really. And don't think that, you know, because you're not taking any good photos when you go out, that you're doing crap. It happens to everyone. Some days you have real bad photos, other days you get some real good ones. Not every day is a win-win. Has anybody else kind of noticed that there's a lack of some birds that you normally see a lot of, such as egrets, kestrels and kingfishers? I've hardly seen any for a while now. Normally see a lot more kestrels about and egrets, but I've hardly seen any this year. It's been really strange. Saying that though, I have just seen a red kite, which we don't get many around here. It kind of flew over into the bushes down there. I'm kind of hoping it comes back, or at least comes over this way a bit. Well, that's it. I'm heading back now. Not a lot's happening. It's gone grey and quiet, so I'm calling it a day. My last little tip, or it's an exercise really, is when you go out with your camera, pick a time, and then just when that time arrives, just think to yourself, right, I'm going to take 10 photos, and take 10 photos within 5 minutes of different things that you wouldn't normally take photos of, such as, I don't know, flowers, birds, the landscape. Just do something different to what you're out photographing. Maybe change your lens and do a close-up shot of something. take a shot of yourself. Just change what you're normally doing. Just adds a bit of variety, and again it stops you kind of being bored. With photography as well, you have ups and downs of going out, doing good, get some good shots, nailing every shot you take, and then other times you go out and you get nothing, and it can last for weeks where you just feel like you're getting worse. It happens to everyone, so don't think you're alone. Lots of practice, just keep going out, and you are getting better, even though you probably think you're not. So just stick at it. That's my kind of philosophy on keeping my photography kind of fresh, and so I don't get bored. I hope I've given you some kind of, I don't know, ideas or little tips to keep on top of it and keep enjoying it. So that's it. I don't think there'll be any more photos, so a little bit different this week. Until next time, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it helps my channel grow. That's something I hope to do this year, is maybe grow my channel a little bit better again. So see you soon.